Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cryptonews Weekly Roundup. Your hosts here, Zahab and Rachel Wolfson. Guys, we are so back. We needed this so bad. Rachel and I have been praying to the Bitcoin and to the crypto gods for the last couple of weeks, as we have just been literally in the capital of Pain Town. And oh my goodness, does it feel good to be back. I don't know if we're fully back, but it's certainly looking a little bit like that. Rachel, it's good to see some green on the board. How you doing this lovely week?
Doing well, Matt. I am here in Dallas, Texas. I'll be speaking at the Digital Fusion Summit in Dallas tonight, and looks like things are picking up in the crypto space. So let's get into the news of the week.
Love to see it, and congrats. That will be huge, and we will obviously learn more about that next week when you and I catch up. Folks, green across the board. Bitcoin up 10% on the week with some huge Bitcoin news that we will get into. Bitcoin's currently at 93.2K per BTC. Ethereum with a rare big green week up 12 ticks to 1,769 per ETH. XRP up 6% to 219. Sol up 14%. That's a couple green weeks in a row, up to 150 now. That's a huge psychological mark. Doge and ADA also up big, green across the board. Even the stable coins are a little green. We absolutely love to see that. And the biggest news of the week, Rachel, by a country mile, the Bitcoin inflows are not stopping anytime soon. Cantor, Fitzgerald, along with Bitfinex and Tether and SoftBank, are launching a $3 billion investment vehicle, and this was a big one.
This was huge news, Matt, so let's get into it. The new entity is called 21 Capital. It will be launched with $3 billion in Bitcoin from Tether, SoftBank, and Bitfinex, with Tether contributing half the total. Tether would contribute $1.5 billion in Bitcoin, while SoftBank would add $900 million and Bitfinex would provide $600 million, FT said. The structure is designed to mirror the strategy used by MicroStrategy, which transformed itself from a modest software company into a Bitcoin powerhouse with tens and billions of dollars in digital assets. This is huge news. Another piece of news related to this news is that the Strike CEO is going to lead the new Tether SoftBank-Backed Bitcoin-Centric venture. Crypto payments firm Strike founder Jack Mallers has joined as the CEO of the newly formed Bitcoin-centric company, 21. Backed by Tether and SoftBank Group, the company is expected to hold over 42,000 Bitcoin at launch, making it the third largest Bitcoin treasury after Strategy and Mara Holdings. This is really exciting news and can't wait to see how this plays out.
Yeah, well said there. The biggest piece of news on the week. However, we did have another massive funding announcement that popped off. Sol Strategies, and shout out Leah Wald, who just came on the Cryptonews podcast that actually aired by the time you guys are listening to this. That aired yesterday. Sol Strategies locks in a record 500 million USD note to turbocharge Sol staking yield. This is a landmark, novel, and first of its kind move that unveiled a strategic financing facility worth up to 500 million through a convertible note facility with ATW Partners, a New York-based firm. The capital raise will be exclusively used to acquire Solana, more Sol tokens, going into the validators, which is operated by Sol Strategies itself. Again, this is absolutely massive. The first tranche of $20 million will take place on May 1st, and the interest on the notes will be paid in Solana, capped at 85% of the staking yield generated by Sol. This model effectively creates a self-sustaining financial loop where every dollar of deployed capital generates yield from day one. Crazy move, incredible move by Leah Wall, Tony G, and the rest of the Sol Strategies team. Huge shout out to them. And Rachel, another week, Michael Saylor back at it again. Not Sol Strategies, we're talking about the biggest strategy of them all. Used to be MicroStrategy, now just Strategy. They've added 555 mil in Bitcoin, back at it again.
Yeah, this is also exciting news. So according to a regulatory filing released on Monday of this week, the company purchased 6,556 BTC at an average price of $84,785 per coin for a total purchase price of $555.8 million. As of April 20th of this year, Strategy now holds approximately 538,200 BTC. The total cost basis for these holdings stands at approximately $36.47 billion with an average purchase price of $67,766 per Bitcoin. Wow.
Speaking of public markets, we are just on a roll with public market news this week. Rachel, Metaplanet, the Japanese MicroStrategy, snaps up another 330 more Bitcoin. And this was earlier in the week for 28.2 mil. They grabbed 330 Bitcoin, which expanded their holdings to 4,855 Bitcoin. And today, breaking news in the morning, they wanted to hit that 5,000 Bitcoin mark. So what did they do? They scooped another 145 Bitcoin, and they have now reached 5,000 Bitcoin in total and have reached their 50% of their year's Bitcoin holding goal, which is 10K BTC by end of year. Huge shout out to Metaplanet, the MicroStrategy of Asia. They are moving and grooving and working, doing great stuff there. Telegram back in the news again. This time we're heading over to Europe, Rachel. TG may no longer be a thing in the beautiful continent of Europe.
Yeah, this is crazy and hard to imagine. So Telegram CEO Pavel Durov has issued a strong statement reaffirming the platform's commitment to user privacy, even if it means leaving certain markets. This comes in response to a recent legislative attempt in France and other parts of the EU that are looking to mandate backdoor access to encrypted messages for law enforcement. There's a good chance that Telegram won't be available in the EU, but it hasn't happened yet. We've got to see what happens. That's really crazy and kind of unbelievable news.
Yeah, well said there. More regulatory news. Richard Hart, whose name I haven't heard in a hot minute and actually liked not hearing his name in a hot minute. I don't usually talk shit about anyone ever, but he's a bit of a goober. I think, Rachel, you probably feel the same way. He just has this aura to him. He thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread or since discovering the atom, and we got to give him his flowers where it's due. The SEC has officially announced that it will not pursue further legal action against Richard Hart, the founder of Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX. This happened a couple of days ago on April 21st, and the regulator would not file an amended complaint following the court's earlier dismissal of the case. Again, big win for Richard and his team. Easily one of the most polarizing figures in all of crypto. However, he's still a goober, and I still don't like the guy, but got to give him his flowers. Congrats, Richard. Speaking of crazy things, Rachel, Americans lost 9.3 billion. Holy crap, that's a big number, to crypto fraud in 2024.
Yeah, Matt. So the FBI's Internet Crime Compliance Center has released its annual report detailing losses due to scams and fraud involving crypto in 2024. According to the report released on April 23rd, the IC3 received more than 140,000 complaints referencing crypto last year, resulting in roughly $9.3 billion in losses. The Bureau reported that individuals over the age of 60 had been the most impacted by crypto-related fraud, with roughly 33,000 complaints and $2.8 billion in losses. The report added that the resultant losses had increased roughly 66% since 2023, from $5.6 billion to $9.3 billion in 2024. The most significant percentage of losses occurred due to crypto investment schemes, while the largest number of complaints related to sextortion schemes in which fraudsters manipulated photos and videos to create explicit content. Other scams included schemes involving the use of crypto ATMs or kiosks. This is crazy news, just came out this week, and hopefully we are going to see this decrease, but you never know.
Geez, what a wild piece of news there. Moving forward, the SEC is slammed with 70 plus crypto ETF filings, which is pretty wild to think about. Bloomberg analyst Eric Balchunas revealed that more than 70, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but 70 crypto ETFs are currently awaiting review by the SEC. The lineup features just a wild array of digital assets, not only including Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum, actual useful ones. We have XRP, which no one uses, Litecoin, which no one uses, and even Dogecoin, which is absolutely wild. However, this does show that there is a growing institutional demand in a maturing US crypto investment landscape. So we do love to see that. And Rachel, the last piece of news of the week, we like to leave a positive one. A great step for mass adoption is Sui, one of the hottest blockchains, reveals their virtual Mastercard partnership with xMoney and xPortal.
Yeah, so this is good news. So Sui, which is a layer 1 blockchain and smart contract platform, has partnered with financial platform for businesses xMoney and crypto app xPortal to bring a custom wallet product and virtual Mastercard to millions across Europe. The new full-stack digital payment experience is available immediately and will expand worldwide. The press release shared with Cryptonews stated that U.S. expansion is on the horizon. That's great news. Users can pay with Sui at over 20,000 merchants immediately upon the product launch. This is another great step for mass adoption of crypto and another thing that we love to see and discuss here.
Well said, Rachel. As always, love doing this with you. And to the viewers and listeners, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we've had a couple great weeks and we hope for a couple more to continue this momentum train. If you guys enjoyed this, and we really hope you did, please do subscribe, hammer that like button. It would mean the world to not only Rachel and I, but our whole incredible team at Cryptonews. Guys, have a great weekend. Have a lovely start to the week. We will see you next Thursday, and May's right around the corner. We got some sunny weather. Go touch some grass and let's keep printing together. Love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, everyone. Bye, Matt. Thanks.